Hello, my name is Jacob. I'm from Bina Nusantara University, Indonesia, and I'm glad to be here in the fourth International Conference on Computer Science, Engineering, and Technology delivered by Universitas Muhammadiyah Tasikmalaya. And I'm not just in here, but I have my friend, my teams, is Dr. Yohanes Kurniawan from School of Information System Bina Nusantara University Indonesia and Samsul Arya Arifin from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris Malaysia. And today we are talking about the conceptual model of learning tools factors for a better learning experience in pandemic era. So we start about my share screen, share presentation about this presentation for this video. Today, I will talk about the conceptual model of learning tools factors for a better learning experience in pandemic era. We start about the introduction. In the introduction, we start from the current condition with the COVID-19 pandemic has revolutionized every aspect of human life. The aspect of life most impacting this pandemic is changed learning patterns in school. From the earliest schools to the college, they have all changed, especially in the learning pattern which previously studies in school to learn at home by getting material from school. In addition to learn material provided by school, the learning process is also conducting online through virtual conference to virtual meet and discuss each other during the ongoing pandemic. This aim to prevent the spread of the virus, the content continues to spread. By learning online, they do not meet physically and the virus cannot spread to everyone, of course. And human-computer interaction during this pandemic has become a concern from us. This is because people have tried to be at home and all the time this because in increase in stress because one of them is actually bored. And of course, with the comfortable human-computer interaction, when there is interaction, it does not cause bore, and people can comfortably interact with the computer. So this is mean is we need in the important to how the computer and human interaction can be done with in this pandemic. Okay, so we continue about this research. The previous research that I have learned is about the student statement show that smartphones have start to be used learning tools from the 2016. This makes the phase of occur from a change in traditional learning to modern learning. So we can see that now before the pandemic, their student is already learn from the tablet or learn from the computer because they will have or will read about the PDF for an example. So because it's not surprising that software development companies start building mobile application platform and also start developing mobile learning. That's research conducted in 2019 showed that software tools, especially with the regard to learning resource for smooth learning, have evolved significant to provide major benefit to learn in doing deep motivation in the learning process. And we are going to next about the previous research too. In studies conducted in 2020, it's academic research digital content to find out how environmental problem and price value exist with the presence of the digital content in the learning. In this case, it means that digital content is an indispensable interaction between technology and the people, especially student as a learner to easy understand and the existing digital content. However, on the one hand, this is an interaction for us as a researcher to see on the learning tools side of the model built by this research. And so we are going to the research method. The research method has a 6 step. The first is about the situation analysis. The situation analysis is in this initial stage, starting with the looking at the situation that has arisen, especially from the Indonesia. Start from the March 2020 pandemic, it can be seen that there are problems, especially in existing learning. All students are confused, and teacher and parents are also experienced with the same fear and confusion, especially when dealing with the children to learn during this current pandemic. And then so we go to the next problem identification. After performing a situation analysis, the identification of the problem is carried out by each student and actor who play a role in the learning process, and problem that arise in the how learning experience that every educational institution need to maintain when delivering education. And so that is an experience that student can get studies optimally and into the fun learning maybe. Yeah. Okay, so that is a problem identification. We should to think about the how the factor will be going to the successful for the learning tools. So we start next with the research objective. So after reviewing the situation analysis and formulating problem identification, the research objective we are searched for so that the research conducted could yield interesting news and contribution for the readers on this article. Therefore, it was determined that the research aim into this study was obtain conceptual model. I will try learn about the conceptual model about the learning resource. So let's see next about the literature review. Let the previous studies is already mentioned in the literature review that the most important things to do in this research is to do an in-depth literature search to get a conceptual model about the learning tools to create the learning experience expected by students. And next to the model design. And the model design, after obtaining sufficient literature and obtaining an appropriate pattern for this study to create a learning to model, describe the conceptual model will be next in the next slide. Okay, so after we are going to the model design, and the next research is about the quantitative research. The research will continue and be reported in the next article regarding the future research and the quantitative research. Okay, so let's read next about the what is the conceptual model that we already done. Okay, so this is the picture of the result and discussion. There is about the three big factors. Is the first is about the technology characteristic, the second is personal characteristic, and the third is about the quality. The three big category is going to the perceived usefulness and going to the confirmation to confirmation of expectation, and the perceived usefulness and also the confirmation of the expectation is going to the satisfaction. So it can be to continuous intention. So in this research is to try to search what the factors in these factors. So there is about the technology characteristic has two factors, compatibility and convenience, and the personal characteristic has two factors is self-efficacy and facilitating condition, and the quality has three factors is information quality, system quality, and appearance quality. So they are about the 7 factors that we found from the literature review, going to the perceived usefulness and confirmation of expectation to be the satisfaction for the teacher or maybe for the student and also for the parents who used about the learning tools. And so if they satisfied about their learning tools, that will be continuous intention. Okay, so based on the previous research, The research is about what the digital content we are adopt from the digital content is to enlarge about the how we create about the learning tools. So this is about the result of the learning tools, that the factors, the impact for the learning tools can be satisfied for the student, for the teacher, and for the parents, and going to continuous intention. Okay, so but yes, with the pay attention to how human computer interaction is, we can still use technology traits and personality traits as the basis of the strength in getting human interaction. So there is about the technology characteristic and about the personal characteristic, but we need about the quality to support that. For example, like information quality, system quality, and appearance quality for the support the perceived usefulness and confirmation of expectation. Okay, so this is the result and what we can discuss for this conference. Okay, the conclusion, by paying attention to human-computer interaction, especially for the student and the teacher, especially when using learning resource or learning tools as a part of student learning, the researcher create a conceptual model in the learning tools to test in the future research. The conceptual models allow research to look quantitatively about the true survey that is later conducted by using factor tests created through this conceptual model. Okay, and the future research is the next research that will be conducted is to conduct a quantitative research to see and test the factor present in the conceptual model that could be evidence in the current pandemic, that with the teaching tools currently used by students, it can be seen how the most influential and less influential factor are in the conceptual model proposed in this study. Okay, so this is the end of this our video, and I'm so glad to present in this our research, and I hope you can enjoy with this video. And if you have any question, please to comment in the below, and so we can say, we can ask, we can answer your question, and please don't be hesitate to question in the comment. Okay, so thank you so much for your attention, and I'm so glad to hear in the fourth international conference on computer science, engineering, and technology. With me, Yakob Utama Chandra. I'm from Bina Nusantara University and in the School of Information System. And keep safe, keep health, and keep spirit. Thank you.